Hello, everyone, and welcome back.
Yay.
Sit down, get comfortable, make yourselves a cup of tea. Actually, no, make something stronger because it's been
a day.
a weekend.
It's been a day. A hell of a day. But also, as we said last week, it was quite expected to wake up at that time, to go through the same emotions, just not with the same intensity, because it was triple, even more than triple of what we had last week. It was intense. That's all I can say. It was intense.
I genuinely, it was intense. It's just, so we're talking about the Shanghai weekend. We're talking about the race specifically because a lot happened over the weekend that I don't have the emotional bandwidth for. So I'm just going to focus on the happy stuff, on some of the happy stuff.
Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about any happy stuff. There's no happy stuff about this. You have most of the happy stuff. I don't.
So Imad has been experiencing a painful weekend, and we'll come around to that. I've had an alright weekend, all things considered. But
to be fair, it was alright for me too. I was happy with what we have as a result. We saw people that we didn't see for a while on podium, so I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah, Let's just be very honest right out of the get-go about what it actually was. It was the most chaotic, spectacular, gloriously unhinged Mario Kart session
with
that we've ever seen in our lives. This is with no fruits, yes. The marbles were not the boosters, clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly not the boosters. The marbles were the bananas.
Yeah, literally. To be fair, after Brazil 2024, I thought I would never experience a race as chaotic. But Shanghai 2026 said, welcome back, Brazil 2024. Because today was something else.
We've witnessed this sport for about 5 years now, at the very least. We've watched some of the old seasons as well.
Yeah.
Decidedly, the most difficult thing so far, and I know we're only 2 races in, is that fucking boost button.
That thing!
And yes, I know we're only a few races in and I should be pacing myself. It's new regulations, new things are happening, but brother, we need to talk. So let's just start there. The boost button.
The super clipping also. Like the entire thing of harvesting like the battery in each corner and doing this and that. I don't think everyone got the gasp of it, and it's not working in the benefit of everyone. And I hate to see 6 cars every week retiring because that's not fun. And it reached a point where our favorites are getting retired too. Like, come on.
This weekend just proved that with this kind of clarity that we're getting on the new regulations, this is usually for the people who are paying to go to these races for the new season. And we will be
today. It was fully sold out.
We will be paying ourselves too for later races in the season. That's not even it. It's just, this is usually the kind of clarity you need to get from a very expensive therapist, and Formula One is not providing that at the moment.
Especially when you wake up at those hours.
But all in all, right now, 2 races in, not all of the drivers are very clear on when they need to deploy that thing and what it actually does, which is wonderful. Some of them are, and I'm looking specifically at Toto's sons, Kimi Antonelli and George Russell.
All three of them.
We'll talk about the third.
The
he
red
lost
one.
him in the divorce, but we will talk about that.
Yeah.
The Mercedes team, though, for the entire weekend, just handled the entire thing with just effortless grace. Who trained you in these regulations? What did you do over the winter break? And are you willing to share it with the rest of the grid? Some?
It's not even that. It's like, were you gaslighting us for the entire 2025? Because what happened last year and what is happening now? Because that man made, again, I'm saying it again and again, I might even say it for another few weeks, he made a rocket ship. Even the drivers are saying thank you for this car. Like, it's helping them more than anything. It's just crazy the way... Did you even see the gap? It was 9.6 seconds between Kimi and George. When did we see that gap?
Brings us to the pivot of the fact that, and I appreciate this is a slightly dramatic pivot, but we've already mentioned it. Only 15 of the 22 drivers actually finished this race. 15 out of 22. Let's put that into perspective. This is not a Grand Prix. This is an attrition event. This is not what a Formula One Grand Prix should fucking be.
I know.
Look, it's nature, red in its youth and claw. That's fine. We're not expecting everyone, especially straight out of the get-go, with new regulations to finish every single race.
Yeah.
Given the new aerodynamics and all of the stuff that's been changing with these cars. The cars themselves have been changing.
Yeah.
But the last time we saw so few finishers was... Care to take a guess at the year?
I don't want to. It might be decades ago, but go ahead.
Not exactly. 2023, the Australian Grand Prix, only 12 drivers, 12 poor souls, limped across that circuit and managed to
get actually, I don't
over
know
the finish line.
That race went from my head. That is very true. We saw it happen.
We blocked it out because that was one of Max's dominating years.
Oh yeah, of course it was.
And it's the fact that Shanghai just tends to sit just above in the annals of races that actually made engineering department drink. Every single engineering department, guarantee it, Aston Martin and McLaren, right after those garages were blocked off and locked down, they went to the closest bar they could find and drank their souls out.
No, you're right.
Because now we have a break.
We have Japan in 2 weeks' time, and after that, 5 weeks break. We have nothing. Yeah, because Saudi Arabia and Bahrain were happening 2 weeks in April.
Okay, no, fair enough. Regardless, in 2 weeks we have another one, so they can give themselves a 2-week hangover.
They would be drinking from now until the next race. Yeah, well,
certain teams, I can guarantee it, that certain engineers have aged approximately 4 years in the span of
more than that.
72 hours.
To be fair, I feel for the Aston Martin engineers so much. I mean, I do know they get paid enough for whatever they're going through, but at the same time, no. How did Honda not give them the hands up of what engines they are giving them? How are you telling me that they had no idea these are the engines they're working with? This is obnoxious to another level.
I'm not a huge Fernando or Lance fan, let's be very clear. So I'm not a huge Aston Martin fan, but two beautiful British racing green, multi-million-pound machines, and they just poof, just into thin air. Yeah. They're not there.
No, but also it is extremely sad and frustrating when you hear or see a driver say could not handle the car because of the vibration. He removed his hand.
I feel like, I don't know if Lawrence Stroll was actually physically there this weekend, but I can guarantee it that somewhere in his many, many residences, a painting fell off a wall and he just knew what was happening. It's like, that's a sign. My son is not okay.
Yeah. But also, when you get a multi-champion, Fernando has experience. He's been there for years. When you get someone who's like, I have so much pain in my hands that I cannot drive this shit anymore. Like, come on, you need to fix it. They can't just go for a few laps and then be like, oh, you know what? Let's retire because this tractor is not going to move anymore.
Let's put it this way. At least they had one car in the game. However, McLaren, a double did not start.
And that Lando has never had that in his career. He always started. It was his first time today.
The unspoken understanding of... We've talked about papaya rules before in this podcast, so that's fine. But the unspoken understanding that McLaren will occasionally do something so mind-blowing.
Today was not mind-blowing.
As to not even putting two cars on the grid. Not even one, let alone two.
Yeah.
That can only be explained by a very secret black box type of rulebook that I want to see, that's so tightly locked inside of walking as to what actually happened, because we don't know what happened. We know they both had issues, different issues, according to Andrea Stella, that they have not disclosed yet. So I just want that's a new flavor of chaos, and I feel for Oscar specifically more than I do for
I feel for him, absolutely. Two races.
Especially,
come on.
But especially off the back of last year, he has this restrained energy because he was so close to the championship.
True.
And we've never seen him flustered. We've never seen him cause drama.
Yeah.
He just sort of materializes on podiums and smiles and is happy to be there, which is great.
And he keeps it in. That man doesn't show the frustration.
But I think this weekend, since the start of this year, if I don't see something break in him,
I need to call his therapist.
Actually become but I just need him. I hope he just
shows
in the best way possible.
True.
These past 2 weekends just proved to him that hold the fuck up. I just need I know I'm on my game. I know that I could get this car across the line and onto a podium, but I actually need I need him in his Revenger. I mean, full Disney villain.
I need him to go all in.
Not even Disney. Give me full Marvel villain Revenger. That's what I need to see from him.
Loki! Give me a Loki version of Oscar Piastri. No, but also, I mean, like, okay, I know sometimes those technical issues are out of everyone's hands. Fair enough. But to have two different issues in two different cars, it's like, what are the odds? I could not even understand that both of them had different issues at the same exact time. What were the cars doing at night? Playing Mario Kart on their own? Like, what broke at night? They couldn't even start them in the morning.
I just need him. I want to see him in the next pre-race interview, just aggressively strategic, and just give me, I don't know, maybe that new slutty McLaren jacket, no shirt underneath, like he's in a mid-2000s heist film, just something, anything. Oscar, honey, we need you to
make
lock
haste.
In. We just...
Make haste.
We're calling you to arms. This is not World War III, but it might as well be for Formula One.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Just to move to the bright side of today's race, I mean, I do feel bad because I didn't get to see Oscar race till now. Well, Lando, of course, did not even get a chance. Max basically DNF'd as well, which was extremely frustrating because he had to retire the car literally 3 laps before. And so many other things. But I feel like even because of that, we got to see new names into the points, and I was extremely happy with that.
That is true.
That's the bright side of it.
Can we actually believe the fact that, I don't know what universe we're in, but Oli Bearman is 5th in the championship standings. A Haas is 5th in the drivers' championship standings.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? And what did he say when he finished the race? This is for my mom. Happy Mother's Day to everyone.
Happy Mother's Day.
That's it. No,
his teammate, however, we need to discuss Esti Besti for a second and that Alpine incident, because Esti Besti, and I will always call him that, it's my right as someone who has been invested in his career for several years.
I love Esteban.
I feel like he had some confusion with that Alpine. I feel like
he thought it's his.
He might have thought it was Pierre.
He thought he thought it was his frenemy, and he just wanted to go on it. But well, we had our poor Franco pay the price.
We've all been there, Esteban. We've all confused one face or the back of a car with another, I guess.
Yeah.
That might be easier to confuse than anything else. But the fact that your teammate somehow managed to shift 5th in the Drivers' Championship in the meantime,
absolutely,
I'm gonna need you to
make
pull
haste
up on that second Haas and just the team. Let's look back at Haas for the last couple of years. The team who has once spent an entire season confused about a tire blanket.
Yeah.
And Aldi is just quietly, politely, just up there in 5th, just chilling.
Easy work. Like, to be fair, you know what? So, like, I started the race at 7 a.m., right? First half was extremely intense because we had an amazing battle that we were going to talk about in a few minutes. We had so many things happen, so many retirements and so on. But then for a moment in the second half, the mid teams did not move because it was like the same.
Yeah.
Just because, like, I'm like, how did you even end up in that position and you kept it for the entire race? I mean, he did extremely well. You had Franco, who kept literally the entire grid after, like, when he was 4th or 5th, I guess. The entire bloody grid was behind Franco for a very long time. He was driving that train for a very long time. And I'm like, Franco Colapinto literally proved himself today because, I mean, I don't know what he ate in the break, but whatever he ate actually worked because he's a different person. I'm not even joking. But I'm like, today's race showed us what the mid-teams are capable of doing, which I was extremely happy of because usually we just focus on McLaren, Red Bull, Ferrari, occasionally on other teams as well. But today we saw different teams perform extremely well when the chance was given to them. So that's the plus.
It's all that mate. It's all like carries it.
To be fair, I need it too. I need it too. Maybe I'll have a better Monday every week.
Let's talk about we're just gonna talk about Ferrari.
Yes.
Because we must. We always must.
Last week we had an entire breakdown over it, so I feel like we need to give it what it deserves.
There was a pretty exciting battle for 3rd.
Yep.
Which involved both Ferrari drivers. And look, we We all have a fan base, long accepted existence of, let's say, papaya rules again, because you have to say it 3 times and it appears. We need to have horse rules. Like, we have to make peace with the fact that they need to have a name, they need to have a culture, and we've seen it from plan A to Y.
Yeah.
I'm just beginning to think that they need to have a similar set of unspoken, unenforceable per se, until you really have to, entirely necessary guidelines for the Scuderia. Because, gentlemen, you cannot keep doing this to your engineers. Screw your fan base. The Tifosi will always be there because they're this entire group of toxic relationship people who will never leave you.
They love it, of course, yeah.
But Charles Leclerc, God love him, seemed to be having the absolute fucking time of his life.
He was literally, he was saying, I enjoyed the battle. And I'm like, I didn't.
Yeah,
my sanity was not.
Now, no, here's the thing. There was joy in his voice. He was happy.
Did you see his post-race video as well? And he was like, I didn't have this much fun for a very long time. And I'm like, I don't think the fans were having fun because I was about to throw up at 7. Like, you can't do that to me on a Sunday.
His engineer, however, that sounded like a man who is actively reconsidering every single life choice that brought him to that moment.
Literally. And I'm like, why did I even get this job? Why did I sign up for it? Now that was a lot.
What baffles me is the major difference between a smiling, happy Charles Leclerc and then a quietly dying engineer in a piece of audio that I will be thinking about for some time because I may have said those words not in the context of racing, but myself. And yet, for the first time in a very long time, today's section of the podcast that's about Ferrari is not a tragedy.
I don't know. To be fair, you know when you wake up in the morning and you don't even know what's happening? That was me. Because for a second, I did not believe that Ferrari was in the top. Ferrari was dominating the race. Ferrari was dominating in Shanghai. I could not even believe. Because I'm like, first of all, I did not want to keep my hopes high. And I can quote myself from last week's episode.
The fact that it took us a year.
Yeah, and we lost hope in that year, that's the thing.
No, but it took us a year to just welcome Lewis to Ferrari properly. That sprint last year back in Shanghai gave us some hope. But
I thought you were talking this year.
This year in particular, Lewis Hamilton on a podium in a Ferrari race suit. Can you just sit with it for a minute? Just sit, give it a moment of silence.
And sharing it with who? Sharing it with who? Your ex-favorite engineer? The guy you gave the seat to? And your ex-teammate? While your ex-boss is watching. It was pure cinema. You can't even write that. It was a script.
The one thing that Bono said that I genuinely don't feel it's going to apply to only Kimi is this is one you're going to remember forever. And I feel like it applies to Lewis too in this case. Because it is, of course it is. Lewis Hamilton in red on the podium with the trophy, with all of the noise, with the most fans that Shanghai has ever seen during that race weekend.
Yeah.
And the history of what it took to get there. That's not a result. That's how he wanted to start his chapter a year ago.
True.
During that very same weekend. It's one of those moments that you remember where you were when you saw it because...
True. Yeah. And it's one of his favorite tracks. Like Lewis said it's one of his favorite tracks. He likes Shanghai. He does really well in it. The battle he had today, the way he smoothly overtook so many cars, the way he battled with another Ferrari and like he respected the rules and it was pure cinema. Like I actually enjoyed watching the race in the morning because I'm like, yeah, we were waiting to see that Lewis back. For a very long time, we thought Lewis had so many doubts and he just didn't want... we felt that he doesn't want to drive or race anymore. That's what he gave us last year. Seeing him in this position mentally and also physically, I guess brought so much joy to every fan because that's what we wanted from him and we were waiting from him.
The happiest moment that I had was the fact that once the safety car came out, just one safety car, just the one, which given that only 50 drivers finished, I'm so happy it was just one because there were a few close calls for a second one.
Yeah.
One safety car came out and in the great tradition of Formula One, it managed to be at the right moment in time. It was both necessary, but also kind of controversial, which is genuinely impressive if you think about it with new regulations. But this time around, when the smidge of a of a second safety car chance came around as well. There was what the commentators are calling, and they're becoming very aware of, the commentator's curse.
Oh my god, yeah, I heard Crofty say it. He was like, I didn't want to say it until the last 10 laps. But I'm like, just don't say it.
You know the one. Let's give people some context in case they're new to this, because it's new regulations, it's a new year.
Yeah.
The commentator's curse is a moment that a commentator says, and he's looking very comfortable in that position.
Literally. It happened many times.
And then immediately after that is said, not even a lap after, something catastrophic occurs. And Crofty,
bless his soul,
you said it about Lewis. Why did you have to say it about Lewis?
He said it about Lewis. He said it about Lando. He said it about... You know what? I guess the only time that the curse did not happen is Monaco 2024, when Charles won his home Grand Prix. And we can all say that we were all extremely happy for him, because he's the only one so far, I guess, that broke his race curse, because we saw what happened to Oscar last week. Anyway, we're not going there. But I'm like, that was maybe the last time Crofty did not curse a driver, because after that, we saw so much that happened that I'm just like, all the commentators need to hold it until we see those drivers on the podium. That's it.
Just keep it in your inner thoughts. Say it during Ped's notebook if you want
exactly.
to. Replay those moments
that's
back.
It.
We need to see them.
Write them down.
Finally, our podium.
Stop.
Our beautiful full podium. First place,
Kimi
Antonelli,
his
who
first
apparently
win.
Was Kimi Raikkonen.
That is the best thing that happened
Kimi
today.
Raikkonen won this race.
That is the best. Iceman is back. Bring him back.
Kimi Raikkonen won today. Iceman won this race from his couch, comfortable, probably watching it.
With a beer, literally.
Now, Kimi Antonelli, regardless.
Kimi Antonelli.
I want to be measured about this. I want to be methodical. I want to be in Toto's head right now. I want to be analytical. So
go ahead.
All I'm seeing is Lewis. It's a problem.
You're wearing it. It's fine. But anyway, before I also forget, I have some data I want to share. First thing is, we had an Italian driver winning after 20 years and bringing the win to the country, which was extremely exciting. We heard Fratelli d'Italia after so long, and I really missed that anthem. And I was so happy to see Kimi cry. And like, he's a child, bless him. He really needed this to get a boost of confidence in him and to know that he has so much potential. And also for Toto to prove to everyone that he trusted Kimi for a reason. And I'm proud, because I, for a second, was doubting Kimi and Isaac and all of the rookies, that they got a bigger responsibility for their age. But now I'm happy that they proved me wrong. And I'm really happy to see them to see them literally do well. Like, even Hadjar in the Red Bull is doing extremely well so far. Touch wood. No cursing and no jinxing. Second thing is a bit of heartbreaking data. Unfortunately, our safety car has done more laps than Oscar Piastri in 2 races. Even the safety car has done 4 laps.
At this point, with my runs, I've been doing more laps than Oscar Piastri around these circuits.
That is true. The last heartbreaking piece of data I have is today, unfortunately, marks the 11th year of Max Verstappen and Sainz, and our beloved Sainz, Carlos. And can you guess where they were 11 years ago? Max DNF'd 11 years ago.
They ended up in the exactly same positions.
You know, in the universe,
their careers.
When the universe is like, I really want to take a dig on you. I really want to make fun of you. But just wait, I'll do it at the right time.
Whatever God that we have up there, whatever it is, she just went, you know what would be really funny today?
This. I'm going to show you on your 11th anniversary what happened 11 years ago. And this is it. But apart from that, to be fair, all jokes aside, I feel like it was an amazing race. And I'm not entirely happy with the new regulations, because it's still very confusing for most of us. And it's still not given the chance for most of the drivers to enjoy driving. And I'm not happy with it. But at the same time, I've seen amazing things happen on track. So I can't be complaining.
I just have.
Go ahead.
Is it too early to call it Mercedes this year?
It is Mercedes this year. It's George WDC, I'm telling you. It's Lady Diana back.
I know that saying this out loud might be the equivalent of the commentator's curse, potentially.
True. And to be fair, yes, let me take it back, because I really want George to win. Like, he deserves it. He's been working very hard for it. So I'll take it back. And hopefully George is going to win it. He really deserves it. And Toto does as well. Like, let's be for real. That man has worked really hard to prove his car and to prove his drivers. And maybe he gave the engines to Williams and McLaren without the booklet. He just gave it to them without the instructions. They're like, this is the engine for you guys, but I'm not going to give you how to use it. But regardless, happy that he's happy for his drivers. And that's it.
We'll see what happens in 2 weeks' time.
Can't wait.
And then if that will be completely chaotic, at least we get a month off to recover.
At least we get some unhinged points again. I don't know. Maybe we'll get a Cadillac within the points this time. Who knows? And I'm here for it.
Tell your friends to suffer with us, especially if that friend is watching Formula One for the first time this year. Because frankly, look at what they're missing. It's great.
Absolutely.
Here. We're having an amazing
And trust me,
time.
if you have never watched F1 and this is your first season, trust me, there was a time where Red Bull was dominating. There was a time where Red Bull was winning every race. Just
there
to
was
remind
a time
you.
we weren't even watching the weekends because we knew Max had it in the bag.
Exactly. There was a time Lando was moving to Q3 and happy. He was like, I made it. I did not disqualify. So if you're in the trenches now because your team is not winning, remember that we went through that for 3 years straight. And that's it. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Dan, do the honors of closing our episode.
Thank you for joining us this week. Shanghai 2026, 15 finishers, 1 boost button, and the will to live and actually get across the finish line.
Literally.
A Ferrari battle that needs its own rule book. We'll see what Fred has to say about that. The retirement of Verstappen on his anniversary. I'm sorry, I really shouldn't be laughing about it, but Max is not my favorite for a lot of reasons. Watch the past years to figure out why.
I love you. I was really sad you would DNF today, especially on your 11th year. But because you're Max and I believe in you, you're going to come back stronger.
A double DNS that has sent McLaren and Iman into its own chaos era, so we'll see how that unfolds. Aston Martin quietly ascending into racing car heaven. We'll see what they get up to while they're there. Maybe Adrian Newey will finally do his job.
Please.
Oli Bearman.
No, actually, Adrian did his job. Maybe Honda is finally going to do the job and deliver the right engines. I feel like they delivered the wrong engines. And we're like, oopsies, this is from Temu. This is not.
This was supposed to go to Cadillac.
So mad. But anyway.
Shit, what did you do? The delivery address, I know they're all like 10 minutes away from each other, but it's not that hard. This was all on the DHL delivery service, okay? It wasn't on Honda. It was on who they sent the parts out with.
Oopsies.
Just being like, yeah, this is Formula One team. This is Formula One team racing. This should be the place, right?
No, does it say racing? Okay, yeah, it's here.
It's here. It's okay.
Gosh.
But all of that just for my happy place, the spot that I'll be in for a very long time coming. I will just watch that race back whenever Lewis has a bad weekend because finally, properly, historically on a Ferrari podium.
Whoop whoop. Where he deserves to be. Yeah, I can see you're going to have a really good night's sleep, which you deserve because we've all been in trenches because of Ferrari. But that's amazing. Well, I guess thank you everyone for watching this. Thank you, Monty, for your special appearance in the back. I guess he's equally happy as us, but yeah.
He's a Max fan. He's been in the trenches today.
Oh, bless him. Sorry.
He's had a horrible weekend.
We're such horrible people. Oh my days. But anyway, I shall see you, Dan, in 2 weeks for another debrief. But thank you so much today. And let's see what unfolds in the next 2 weeks.
Right, that's us. That was the 2026 Formula One Chinese Grand Prix wrapped up and handed to you like a slightly battered takeaway bag, but hopefully you still wanted everything that's in it.
Yep.
If you enjoyed this, and we do genuinely hope you did, because we have put, maybe unwillingly so, some parts of our hearts into caring about these men and their cars. So we need you to care too, please, for the love of everything, because I cannot go through this on my own and just with Iman hearing me suffering. Look, tell that person in your life or even yourself, if you don't really get Formula One, if you want to get into watching it, look them dead in the eyes and say, just listen to these women yap about it and you might actually enjoy it.
Sure.
You can find us wherever you get your podcasts. We're on YouTube. We are on Spotify. We have a
TikTok
nice little
and Instagram.
TikTok an Instagram account everywhere at A Polite Notice Pod. Let the algorithm take you there or take yourself there, please and thank you. And if you want to shout about us, agree with us, or just send us your thoughts, please leave comments, reviews anywhere. We promise we do read them. We do interact with them.
Yeah,
we will hear what you have to say. And genuinely, I am willing to petition the FIA personally at this point because we're always gonna yap about these weekends, whether you want us to or not. So might as
Free
well give
will
us
and adult money.
Give us better access. But the next race is coming. The season is unfolding.
Yeah.
Kimi is up there. Lewis is finally closely getting somewhere up there.
Mm-hmm.
Oscar is probably in
Coming
a
back
quiet
stronger.
room plotting his revenge.
Yeah.
And Max Verstappen's 11th anniversary has gone the way not anyone expected, but some of us
He's
might
coming
be
back
happy
stronger,
about it.
guys. I know that man. I know him. He was doing well before he DNF'd. But anyway, that's another story. Thank you so much for today.
It's all to play for. We will see you for the next race weekend.
Yep.
Take care of yourselves, drink your water, get some rest, and you will be up at a reasonable hour in 2 weeks' time. This will not be the same, hopefully. But enjoy it. This is The Good Bit. And
see you soon.
bye for now. We'll see you next time.